Hey there, it's CJ Willie and I'm cracking a pack today. I'm back with pack number 25 in my 1988 Topps Mini Leaders box. I'm trying to see how many packs I have to crack to get all 77 cards in the complete set. I've included the link to the preview video in the description below, which gives a little explanation on the set and the highlights of what I could pull in cracking these packs. Since each pack only has 7 cards in it, I will guess which category or categories the player led their league. Then I'll flip over the card to see how right I was, or if my memory was very off from the 1987 Major League Baseball season. I've also got my checklist out. So let's mark off number 25. From my last count and re-verifying, I have 14 more cards to go in getting my second complete set. So hopefully today we'll get a little bit closer in completing that second complete set. So let's get to cracking this pack and see how much closer we are gonna get to having set number 2. We got Dan Plesac here on the back, and I think if I remember right, he's one that I need for set number 2. So it looks like today we're gonna get a little bit closer. All right, so flip this around, get rid of Spring Fever Baseball, and let's get to cracking this pack. All right, first card out of it's Eric Davis. I think we just got him recently in a pack. If so, let's get him marked off. Let's find Eric Davis. He may be a, no. Yeah, I think he may be a quadruplicate. So I think I may be getting onto some of the fourth cards out of it. Not much to say about Eric Davis that I haven't said previously in the video. Came up with the Reds, spent some time with the Dodgers, bounced around toward the end of his career, overcame cancer, was a cancer survivor. He spent a year with the Cardinals. A great player. One of the memories I have is a phenomenal catch he made in the 1990 World Series. He was part of that championship team that swept the A's, I think, in 4 games. Really memorable team. Had the Nasty Boys, Rob Dibble, Norm Charlton, Randy Myers. And Davis was, their offensive hero and played pretty good defense as well. Carlton Fisk is our next player. Today, yeah, it looks like we're starting to get into quadruplicate land, which I was hoping to avoid because I want to get 3 complete sets out of this box, but that may be a little bit difficult. Oh, I didn't even show what Eric Davis was a league leader in. I mean, we've looked at it quite a few times. He was third in runs, 4th in home runs, 4th in stolen bases, 2nd in slugging percentage, 7th in walks, and 8th in on-base percentage. Carlton Fisk is next up. Spent his career playing for the Red Sox and then moved on to the White Sox. With the Red Sox, his uniform number was 27. When he went to the White Sox, he just flipped those numbers around, 72. Game-winning RBIs was where he was 2nd in the league. Pedro Guerrero is our next quadruplicate. Guerrero had a little bit of time breaking into the majors, was a little bit older when he started to move into his prime. Always was a really great hitter. I read an article where they said that Guerrero was one of the best pure hitters coming out of, I believe, the Dominican Republic. Spent time with the Dodgers and then later on with the Cardinals. Retired around in 91. Was an all-star for both the Dodgers and Cardinals. I believe he was a league leader in batting average, I think runs and doubles. So batting average, hits, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage. This was Guerrero's first full year back after a gruesome spring training injury the year before. I think he dislocated his ankle, did something to his ankle, really messed it up, and then started to get back into things in 87. 88, he was part of the John Tudor trade. Cardinals picked him up where he spent the last handful of years of his career, and Tudor went to the Dodgers. Phil Bradley, all right, there's one that we needed for our second set. He was a major offensive component of the Mariners when they were crappy. Eventually he moved on to the Phillies and Orioles, but Bradley was kind of their offensive guy along with Alvin Davis. Before Ken Griffey Jr. came along, the Mariners were just an awful team, and so Bradley kind of struggled through those years. I believe Bradley was a league leader in batting average, hits, and steals. Nope, I was way off. Doubles. So he's tied for 3rd with 38 doubles, 2nd in triples with 10, 6th in stolen bases with 40, 7th in walks, and 10th with hits. Okay, Lee Smith, our next one that we needed for our second set. Hall of Famer Lee Smith came with the Cubs. And then after the Cubs, he bounced around with quite a few teams, spent some time with my Cardinals, Angels, Red Sox, Yankees, Reds. Eventually, he was the career leader in saves for a while, and then that was broken by a number of guys, Trevor Hoffman, John Franco, Mariano Rivera. Smith eventually made it into the Hall of Fame, and I think he deserved to be a Hall of Famer. Along with Bruce Sutter and Rollie Fingers, he really was the type of pitcher that early on in his career would go 2 to 3 innings for a save, and then was able to bridge the gap to where it would be more of a single inning saves guy. He was a league leader in saves. I think he was 3rd in saves in the National League. No, 2nd with 36 saves, and he was 3rd in games finished with 55. 2 Hall of Famers in a row. Alan Trammell is our next one. One more card down from trying to complete the set. Trammell was a Tiger for life. Came with the Tigers, played with the Tigers. I really felt he was a Hall of Famer all along. The problem was that he kind of bridged the gap between coming up when the shortstops didn't do much. They were more for defense. And then his career ended right along the time when shortstop power exploded with like the Derek Jeter's, Nomar Garcia Parras, more of the power hitting shortstops. Trammell had a great year in '87, came very close to being the MVP, lost to George Bell. He had a decent career batting, and he was a great infielder when it came to defense, and it was went to the All-Star game quite a few years. Unfortunately, his career also, was along with Cal Ripken Jr. So getting to the All-Star game was kind of a tough feat, and I don't remember if he was ever a starter because Cal Ripken Jr. obviously was a starter for a number of years. In '87, Trammell had a great offensive year. He was a league leader, I think, in batting average, runs, and hits. So 3rd in batting average, 3rd in hits, 5th in on-base percentage, 5th in game-winning RBIs, and 5th in runs. One of his best offensive seasons, hitting .343 with 28 home runs and 105 ribbies. And then our final card is Dan Plesac, so it looks like we are going to be down to 10 cards in completing the second set. Plesac was a league leader in saves. I think he finished 4th in saves in 1987. After his pitching career was done, he went on to become an MLB analyst and has spent a number of years with the MLB Network. Kind of a funny guy, kind of a typical goofy left-hander. Yep, 4th in saves with 23. He was part of the Brewers team that hung in with the American League East race, but eventually lost out to the Blue Jays and then the Tigers that did take it. My favorite card out of the pack, or the card I want to spend a little bit of time talking about, is going to be Alan Trammell. Trammell, like I said, kind of got lost in the shuffle. Cal Ripken Jr. was the dominant shortstop in the, during the exact same time frame that Trammell was playing. Trammell was no slouch. Offensively was a great hitter. Defensively had formed a great double play duo with Lou Whitaker. Trammell really should have deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. Basically, his career ended, and when he came up for a vote, shortstops were just hitting the ball out of the park. Very comparable to other players like Barry Larkin, who's in the Hall of Fame as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Also, share with me in the comments what your favorite card or what you thought was the best card in the pack. Till next time, when I'm back to crack the next pack of 1988 mini leaders in my quest to complete set number 2.